Well, good morning, everyone. The room is full and a lot of smiles and expectations on your faces. Can I welcome you to Ethical Finance Global 2026? Now, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to say something about GEFI and then something about ethical finance. But first, what a pleasure to greet colleagues from across finance, business, government, academia, and civil society, to welcome all those familiar faces, but also so many new faces to here to Edinburgh. And a special welcome to our friends from Future Asset. Put your hand up. You're somewhere. There you are. Great. And actually, if any of you don't feel you fall under one of those categories I've just listed, you don't have to leave. Just stay with us. You've got a chair. Join in the conversation, but I suspect you do come under one of those. This year marks several milestones for GEFI. It's the 11th edition of Ethical Finance Global. It's our second year as part of the Edinburgh Finance Festival, and that's because it's the second year of the Edinburgh Finance Festival. It's also, as Sarah just said, first year that we've adopted this invitation-only format, which we really hope will give us greater scope for discussion, engagement, and I've written down collegially robust exchange. So we believe in robust exchange, honest exchange, but the word collegially matters. It's not about scoring points or telling us how great you are. It's about making a challenge and making a good comment for a common purpose, the common purpose that we all share in coming together. When GEFI was established over a decade ago, it was founded on a simple belief that finance has a critical role to play in addressing society's greatest challenges, and that progress depends on bringing people together with different perspectives to have honest and constructive conversations and to learn from each other. That belief remains as important today as it was at the start. Indeed, over the past year, GEFI has continued to convene ever more discussions across a number of markets, sectors, and geographies. And we do this most often because people now come to us and ask us to lead some of these discussions. Through a combination of our events, research, training, partnerships, and publications, by connecting ideas with action, we've supported financial practitioners around the world as they navigate an increasingly complex environment. And in doing that, we believe we've added to Scotland's and especially to Edinburgh's reputation as a place of financial innovation in the best sense. I mean, reputation matters. It matters greatly, and I think that's one reason why we have so many financial institutions in the country, and especially in this city, in Edinburgh. And the most recent one, I believe, to announce that they're opening their doors will be Gatehouse Capital, which is an offshoot of Gatehouse Bank, which is actually London-based, but they are coming to Edinburgh for the new unit called Gatehouse Capital. And they say that they're doing that because they're attracted to the collaborative ethical finance ecosystem, which has been built here through sustained engagement across industry, academia, and policymakers, what we do so well in Scotland. For many years, those of us involved in GEFI, and most especially our managing director, Omar Sheikh, have spoken about an ambition to make Edinburgh the Davos of ethical finance, not by replicating Davos, we don't have the snow, but by building on Scotland's distinctive strengths as a place where finance policy, academia, and business come together to explore the future of markets and society. The growth of this summit, Ethical Finance Global, into a wider ethical finance festival is an important step on that journey. Of course, for centuries, Edinburgh has been a place of ideas and inquiry, a place where people have gathered not only to discuss how wealth is created, but how it can contribute to wider prosperity and well-being. This year, we've also been reflecting on that heritage through our Smith 250 program, marking 250 years since the publication of The Wealth of Nations. While the world Adam Smith knew was very different from our own, many of the questions remain remarkably familiar. Questions about trust, about stewardship, about markets and morality, and about the relationship between private success and the public good. Those questions seem especially relevant today. We meet at a time when it feels as if much of the world is fragmenting around us, whether that's geopolitically, economically, socially. Yet many of the challenges we face are becoming increasingly connected. And when I say that, I think of climate change, nature loss, technological disruption, demographic change. You might say there's something of a paradox here. The world appears to be fragmenting just as our challenges become more connected. And that raises an important question. What are the institutions, values, and relationships that continue to hold things together? For me, that question sits at the heart of ethical finance, because ethical finance isn't ultimately about labels or frameworks or numbers, important as those things may be. Above all, it's about putting finance to use in society to support economic activity and wealth creation. That's the messy space we have to work in, not the tidy space of numbers and spreadsheets. And it's about recognizing that the decisions we make today have consequences far beyond the next reporting cycle or the next quarter. So much for us to consider. Before we begin, I want to salute all of our speakers and partners and supporters who've helped to make this gathering possible. In particular, I want to thank Lloyd's Banking Group in this first year of our new partnership. And finally, thanks to all of you for joining us and for your continued support, your expertise, your willingness to contribute to these discussions. I hope you find the day stimulating, challenging, and enjoyable. I believe in having fun, whatever we do.
Good morning, and thank you, Dame Susan, and to the wider GEFI team for all the hard work that has come together in today's session. It's a real privilege to be here in Edinburgh today, a city that is not only central to Lloyd's Banking Group, but a vital engine of the UK's economic strength, innovation, and financial leadership. We at Lloyd's Banking Group are exceptionally proud of our Scottish heritage, which goes back all the way to the late 1600s, almost 330 years. Today, 1/5 of all Lloyd's Banking Group colleagues are based in Scotland. We employ over 14,000 people here, and more than 100,000 Scottish businesses trust us with their banking, and we have 2.5 million individual customers across all parts of the country. Major parts of our business are headquartered here with both Bank of Scotland and Scottish Widows, and we have invested over 200 million in our Port Hamilton site just a few minutes up the road from here, which will make our main Edinburgh presence a sustainable and state-of-the-art hub for finance and technology as we look to the future. But our investment in Scotland is not just about our footprint. It's about how we show up as a responsible and ethical national institution, committed to supporting sustainable, inclusive growth across the economy. And that is fundamental to our purpose of helping Britain prosper. We're going to hear a lot about an increasingly fragmented world today, where trust is under pressure, ethical values are questioned, and uncertainty is shaping decision-making. And therefore, how we do business matters just as much as what we deliver. What I'm really excited about is gatherings like today, because they have the opportunity to shape a powerful, positive narrative. Because in this environment, organizations that act with integrity, transparency, and purpose are not at a disadvantage. They are the ones that will lead, and lead with resilience. At Lloyd's Banking Group, we feel very proud of that resilience because we feel that it unlocks long-term value, builds enduring relationships, and helps to restore confidence across the economic system. And that's a confidence we need in the UK's economic system. This is where initiatives like GEFI play such an important role. They create platforms and the space to challenge thinking, raise standards across the industry, share leading practice and real-world insights, and foster the relationships that we all need to translate ambition into action. And critically, we move from fragmented, isolated efforts into collective progress. Because we all know no one single organization is going to solve these challenges alone. So we must bring together these perspectives across industry, government, and communities, combining insight, expertise, and lived experience to shape the solutions that are practical, scalable, and inclusive. For Lloyd's Banking Group, this collaboration shows up in how we work across the private and public sector to develop innovative financing solutions that shape finance as a force for good. I can go on for quite a while about a number of examples where we do this, but locally, for Bank of Scotland, we have made 2.5 billion available in new financing for Scottish businesses to help firms invest, innovate, and create jobs. And we continue to seek new forms of collaboration because this is just the start. This is going to be critical as we look ahead to the economic growth of the UK and Scotland, and critical in the transformation that's going to be needed as we move forward for critical industries, from energy, infrastructure, to housing, ensuring change is both economically viable but socially inclusive. So there remains much to do, but I'm exceptionally positive that we can use these ecosystems of change, and I'm looking forward to the insights that we all bring from today's session. As Dame Susan said, Edinburgh is a city of ideas, inquiry, and innovation. So let's start to collectively engage and shape an ethical and responsible future. Thank you.